Good morning. Hello, Wednesday. How are you doing? Are you wobbling? I'm wobbling. I'm wobbling on a new path and I'm totally torn. Good coffee. Yum, yum, yum. All right. What have I been doing? Ta-da! I've been doing. Last Wednesday, I picked yarn chicken. Picked that I do this very generic looking Amazon crochet kit. It was for a sun hat. When I opened the supplies, I was thinking, oh my goodness, that's a huge spool of nylon ribbon yarn. There's no way that hat is going to use all of it. It used a lot of it. Man, where do I even start with this? Okay, so the ribbon yarn. I didn't want to like it because as I'm crocheting with it, it flattens itself out. It's not a complete tube. It's a flat ribbon style nylon. And the edges of it feels soft and silky. But the edges of it as you're crocheting over time, if they catch you in the crease of your hand and over and over and over again, it starts to make like a little paper cut, kind of. I made this hat in an evening and a day. So yeah, that ribbon yarn was going through my hands quite a bit. So I didn't want to like it. But that it doesn't feel like it, but just the nature of it being like a chain spun ribbon yarn. It's not a tube. Well, I mean, technically, I guess it is constructed like a tube. I don't know. I was just contradicting myself. It gives it a nice overall elasticy fit. The stitches are in themselves, and so as I was making it up, I kept trying it on, and it kept like forming to my head, which is incredible. They gave a really nice hook, 3mm. It is a generic hook that usually comes when you buy like the little kits that have all the sizes. Do I have one? I don't have one out right now, but usually it's like a folder and they zip, and there's not a name brand on them, but they are very good quality hooks. It fit my hand well, left-handedly, worked out well. Each stitch was a struggle, but the hook was good, and the stitches are nice and tight, and there's lots of definition in each one of those stitches. So then the pattern. You cannot make this hat with only this little cardboard card. So it's like a business card, and then there's 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't even say that. There's 2, a front and a back, where there's actually the written instructions. They are written instructions. If I follow them with terminology that I've traditionally learned, traditional crochet terminology, you cannot make this hat. If you use their stitch abbreviations and definitions, you cannot make this hat. Like, it was written in what I think happened was it was written in a different language, and then they used like Google Translate, and it missed some of the key fundamentals that aren't easily directly translated into English to write out the pattern. So I didn't want to like it. This isn't workable from the pattern. I don't like it. I'm gonna have to go rogue. I'm gonna have to find a pattern that's similar to make the sun hat. There's hundreds and thousands of sun hat patterns out there. Hundreds and thousands of hat patterns out there. I liked the little flower motif. This row was built like when you do a star motif or a flower, you can build this flower and the next, and this petal and the next, and this petal and the next. So you're building up 2 rows at one time, which is not a beginner skill. I would say it's an intermediate skill that's not easily translated from different languages or from verbal instructions to written instructions. It reminded me a lot of on Ravelry and other places you can find the drops patterns. Absolutely gorgeous patterns, but they get a little complicated with their detail work, and rightfully so. It's amazing. There are 2 QR codes inside the instructions. One of them was basic crochet skills, and if you remember last Wednesday, I had a very good laugh and I said, ha ha ha, I don't need basic crochet skills. This girl needs basic crochet skills, because it wasn't basic to me. It was basic. I think different styles of crochet just have different techniques. And I want to go back and apologize to last week, Amy, and tell me to go check them out. It never hurts to brush up. You know, for example, a cluster, a bobble, a popcorn stitch. Okay, there's 3 different little techniques to make each one of those uniquely different. And sometimes I need to slow my butt down and remind myself which is which, and maybe there's a reason why we're using that one. So, okay. The other QR pattern was a link to YouTube where the young lady, I think her name is Linda Lee. L-I would be Linda Lee. Lindy or Linda, whatever. So the pattern designer I don't know if this is her doing the videos or what, but you can very clearly see in a bright atmosphere as she's stitching. And then the subtitles across the bottom and the words that are spoken are Google Translate AI, not in a negative way, just in the voice structure of the pattern. And there's a lot of terminology that would not necessarily be crochet, but if you're following with your eyes, you're following with the written pattern loosely as you can, you're listening to what she's saying, you can crochet this hat. I did it. I crocheted the hat. There's just a lot of words that really tripped me up. We were doing 2 or 3 crochets together, double crochets together. And so it says, instead of leave them unworked or don't finish, it would say walk away from them, or it would say leave them behind, or we'll come back to these later. But it wasn't always the same terminology. And then when you've got 3 loops on your hook, merge. Okay. After merge, space 2. Well, the space 2 was chain 2, but I can see that and see what she's doing. So it's workable. It's definitely, and it's beautiful. Absolutely. I want to make this pattern again. Didn't want to like it. I need to get away from thinking that there's no creativity in something that needed computer generated assistance. Somebody made this hat. Somebody actually sat down and made it. I don't know. I don't know what the hang up is. It's not about just the profit, because I think you should profit from your craftiness. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I didn't like the band that came with it. I'm gonna put that on there. So, Wobblin Wednesday, I made the hat. Ellen, over at Ellen Crochets, her channel is linked in the description box below. Ellen and Nellie are doing a April fund craft along, make along, be crafty, and she's giving a prompt to inspire us to be crafty, and it's all about spring. And she chose two very beautiful flowers. She chose daisies and sweet peas to help inspire us to be crafty. And so this hat was really very plain. So I decided to go on YouTube and Google daisies and sweet peas and see what I can come up with. How cute is that? Oh, I hot glued them on. Spider webs included, right? So I made some daisies out of 4-weight acrylic. They didn't look how I wanted them to look. I wanted them to look country, petite, doily-esque. I wanted them to look very delicate, and I didn't want the 3D effect. The hat fits me very well. It comes down to the top of my ears. I don't feel like the wind could pick it up and lift it. It's all very light, so I didn't want a thick, chunky flower. I wanted something just, out of the corner of my eye, I can see some hot glue. Just wanted something delicate, and it's got this little scalloped edge, so I kind of just wanted something delicate to enhance the scalloped edge. So I made 3 little daisies. I used some DMC pearl to do the centerpiece, and then just DMC embroidery thread. I picked all the different greens. I had a cute little variegated, some deep mossy, and then sweet peas. Oh my goodness, there's so many different patterns for little tiny petite little flowers. I just went with a color palette of things that I normally wear and the suggested color palette from Ellen. So there's pinks and purples and some little light periwinkle blues, and decorated my hat. Nice and thin and slim. It didn't add too much to the brim, no weight. It was a small hook. The nylon thread, it worked up nice and firm. There's no wire. Didn't need to add anything, and it holds up with the flowers and the glue. The glue came through a tiny little bit where I stitched them on, but I thought maybe I'd put a piece of fabric in there. I totally changed my mind. I don't want to add any weight to it or draw attention to it. Just a nice petite, cover up this weird hair that's growing off the top of my head. I like it. I think it fits me. I'm not a hat person. I've tried. I wanted to be a hat person. I've purchased hats with the intentions of crocheting and decorating on them, and didn't really care for them. Now I do have some more that's not this nylon ribbon. It is a ribbon, and I think it's like suede, and it's in a light blue and a purple. I don't know if there would be enough to make 1 or 2, but this is a pattern and a kit that I'm gonna save. As much as I don't want to, I really like the outcome of the hat. It was I want to say at the time it was $9.99 for the Amazon kit. Heed my warnings. It takes an adventurous, go with the flow. You can figure it out. There was at no point did I get frustrated or want to set it down. I worked right through it. I will link it below because the outcome. I'm not going to leave a formal review on Amazon. because I don't know how to word myself. Sitting here talking with you, crocheters, crafters, I can just be completely honest with the description and what I'm saying, and it just, I don't know. I don't need to be an official reviewer person. I like the hat. I'd make the hat again. Is that simple enough to say on an Amazon review? You know what? And when I'm purchasing these Amazon kits, I do look. Did anyone post a picture? Maybe I should post a picture. That's enough fooling around. We've been sitting here for 15 minutes already. My coffee's gotten cold. I'm sure your coffee's gotten cold. So I wonder what that yarn chicken's up to, because I need another Wobblin Wednesday crochet kit. All right, let me set you up, perk you up on the corner of the dresser, and let's check out the yarn chicken. All right, I'll be right back. Wait for me. Okay, I got you up there. Are you comfortable? All right. Okay, yarn chicken, I am not gonna shake you today because last Wednesday I went through all the balls and checked what I had in the crochet kit tote just to make sure that I still had everything in there, because I found another bag container and it had some more kits in it, and I didn't know if those kits were entered in there or not. So we did like a little inventory check. Let's do this. What the heck? Yarn chicken? There we go. So got an inventory check. I have a bunch of available to reach little ones, which I noticed that I always tend to grab the big ones. Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that. All right, we got one. We got one. Red. It's red. All right. Let's see. I do want to I like the claw back at the top when I'm done with it. For some reason, that just feels like more of a fresh start, right? I think she's going to play her song out. I'm not waiting for that. So we got the red. Got the red. I got a little magic crochet wand here, because there is a lot in here. What is this one? This is the Wobbles book, chapter 3. There are a lot of little pieces in there. Let's see, pink, green, blue, mix them up, mix them up, mix them up, mix them up. Looking good. Okay, I'm gonna look away. Look away. This one jumped in my hands. What do we got? Whoa! Pippa Octopus! How cute is that? Let me go get the crochet book. Oh, I'm excited. Pippa Octopus. She sounds fun. No, I did good. We did good. Pippa Octopus. I'll be right back. Let me get the book. Okay, so Wobbles Crochet Amigurumi. It is a book available on Amazon and on the Wobbles website. It is a very good way to have lots and lots of Wobbles patterns. The beginner yarn is that you can pick that up just about anywhere now, but it's cost efficient to have the Wobbles patterns in the book if you wanted to make Wobbles. So chapter 3, 1 is engagement, 2 is baby shower, 3 is housewarming. Pippa the Octopus, page 155. All right, I'm excited. I haven't made an octopus in a very long time. Oh, and she's a cutie. She is a cutie. So what yarn should I work on, Pippa the Octopus? Keep your new home smelling exquisite. Why would it be smelling? With Pippa the Octopus, you'll be well armed, 8 of them, against stale air and boring shelves. Whether Manning a bathroom closet or coffee table, she's truly tentacular at keeping things fresh while looking amazingly demure. That's a viral word. And okay, whatever. Oh, amazingly, like octopus ink. All right. So wherever she ends up, you'll be in for a cracking good time. Okay, Pippa, you're loaded with the mom jokes. All right, so it says, with pink yarn, make 8 arms. All right, page 8 is just showing me it's 5 rounds of how to make arms. And then the next page is the head and the body. This is an incredibly good beginner-friendly book because, let me come out this way. Look at those pictures. Those are some really, really good pictures. Clear to see, easy to follow. You know, sometimes I look at these vintage magazines and books, and there's always a section to teach you how to crochet, and it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. There are lots of pictures. So the head and body looks like 13 rounds. It shows you how to embroider the smile. I have to put a smile on her. They show you, there's 4 pictures showing how to do a drawstring closure. And that is it. I don't know. I'll have to go dig around and see what colors I can come up with. And is she going to be itty bitty? Is she going to be great big? Is she going to be, I don't know. She'll be in a week. All right, friends, I'm going to hang out with my book. Oh, look, she's on the front. All right, I'm going to hang out with my book, and I will see you soon. Take care, friends. Thank you for spending time with me. Bye.